Thing that motivates us. It's all about contributing to our well-being, to our wellness in life. And my opinion is that if we live a life with purpose, we're already halfway there. Well, hello everyone and welcome to Wednesdays with Wallis. And for a bit of a change, it's not raining right now in Melbourne, Australia. It seems to be the weather's, a little bit more fine and we're not getting, swamped by all the water. Mind you, it's winter time and so, we expect it, or we should expect it. So, welcome to Wednesdays with Wallis. And today's topic is older entrepreneurs are smashing it. Now, last week on Wednesdays with Wallis, and I keep talking about and going on about and banging on about the silver economy. Last week, I talked about the silver economy. I talked about the opportunities within it. And I said that this week, I would give some examples, or I'd talk a little bit more about people in the silver economy, older people who are getting a little bit older. And these aren't necessarily people who are, 70s or 80s or whatever, but they're people who are, in their 40s and they're onwards from there. And, they've certainly began companies and started businesses, and some pretty big businesses, I might add, which is, extraordinary. I think it's fabulous. And it certainly laughs in the face of, so much is said about, younger entrepreneurs. So much is said about, the startups and people like, Zuckerberg and all these, Bill Gates, all these younger people, or who were young at the time, starting, businesses. And I'm just looking at some material in front of me, which I thought was, really, really fabulous. I mean, they do think people like, Bill Gates, and who co-founded Microsoft when he was 20 years of age, and, Steve Jobs, who was 21 when he founded Apple, and Mark Zuckerberg, who was 25, and co-founders of Google, Larry Page and Sergey Brin. These people were, younger people, but there's a lot of evidence, and, the image is severely flawed because it isn't just younger people. That's what we tend to hear about because we've got this, thing around ageism, and we've got this thing going on about age, thinking that, when you get a bit older, or you start to, the years start to, come along, and you're showing, signs of getting older, then suddenly, you need to be pushed aside and put out, to pasture or put out onto the heath. Of course, what I'm talking about in relation to Bold Not Old is taking a passion or a dream, or taking something that you would like to do or love to do, and showing you how to take that and launch that on the internet. That's my big thing I'm about, and I can help you launch that other than the internet, but specifically Bold Not Old and the new membership that's being launched in July is about you taking this 12-week course with us to learn about how to begin a business, how to start it, how to find yourself. It's a very, very comprehensive 12-week program, which you'll absolutely love. It's a membership that you pay for each month. And after the 12 weeks is finished, we still have our weekly webinar. We'll be doing intake to the Bold Not Old membership, when we get going a little bit more. But first of all, we're going to be beginning in July, so don't miss the boat. Jump on that one when we start putting out the the information for that, and suggesting to you, jump on it and join, because also we have a fabulous fabulous incentive of travel accommodation for you that I purchased myself, and I'm throwing in as an incentive for the first 90 people, because I only have 90 of those that I purchased a while ago on one of my entrepreneurial adventures. And so that's, there for you to have when you join Bold Not Old, or when you join the Bold Not Old membership. So that's going to be absolutely fabulous for you. Now, there is a very flawed image of older people, or of aging. And, really, I'd rather look at it and go, well, time's more our friend than it is our enemy. We look at time and we go, oh, time's running out, time's too, life's short, la, la, la. Well, I've, turned that around for myself. For quite some time now, I've been saying life isn't too short, life is long. And, some of those comments and some of those things that are said, and I know why they're said, and so do you, but, in the context of things, I really feel sometimes that, they're quite trite, and, it's a bit of nonsense. But I am going to read to you in a couple of minutes some of the people and some of the ages of people. I came across some, very good, studies this week, and some very good things around older, entrepreneurs, and the ability of those people to build successful businesses. I'm not talking about going into business as we get older and failing. That's not what this is about, because the studies show that the likelihood of success for you as a founder increases, with your age. So, the older you get, the better you get. And yes, there are things about, maybe memory and remembering things and all the rest of it, but I won't go into that, because there's a lot of really, fabulous stuff around that as well. So the list of older founders is virtually endless. So Eric Yuan created Zoom at 41. Bill Porter founded E-Trade at 54. Bernie Marcus founded Home Depot when he was 50. Bob Parsons founded GoDaddy at 47. Reed Hastings started Netflix when he was 37. Robert Noyce started Intel at 41. Leo Goodwin founded Geico at 50, and Vera Wang designed her first dress at 40, and Workday was co-founded by Anil Bushri at 40 and David Duffield at 65. And when I was reading this, some of this material that I downloaded, it really is. The whole point of it is, it's not too late. Many people, want to quit their jobs and create the next company, or create the next opportunity for themselves. And fortunately for you, it's not too late. Your stage of life does not dictate entrepreneurial success. Your state of mind certainly does. And a couple of the things that I looked at here, and Eric Yuan, he resigned from, a lucrative head of engineering role at WebEx to start Zoom. So, I feel also as we get older that, we're intrinsically, motivated, because I'm on about this thing about boldness all the time. And boldness, has, the difference between boldness and courage is boldness is driven by initiative. And I think as we get older, we do have initiative. We're not driven only by, the money. We're generally interested in solving a problem, or, being able to help, other people. And while we're doing that, of course, help ourselves. And I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that you're going to, run a you know, an organisation or run a business for yourself or start a business for yourself where you're not going to earn any money, because I'm all about sustainability and being able to sustain the lifestyle that you may currently have or produce the lifestyle you would like. So if you currently, you know, and as I keep banging on about, it's very nice to see that ad where the woman says, you know, what do I want? I just want more of what I already have, meaning that she doesn't necessarily want additional quantity to that. She wants to, you know, maintain and sustain that life for herself. And, you know, there was a thing here about somebody who said, I started my company, you know, 3 years ago, and they are 67 years of age, and they're, you know, 27 on the Inc. 5,000 fastest growing companies in America, and number one fastest growing manufacturing company in America. You know, and somebody else was saying, I was just thinking I'm too old to start something. I'm 39, and then I found, you know, this particular article, you know, that I was reading, which actually came out of Forbes magazine. So if you're interested enough, you can go off and Google that for yourself and take a look at that. It's a Forbes magazine article, and it was titled Older Entrepreneurs Outperform Younger Founders, Shattering Ageism. And there's loads and loads and loads of that. But because I'm limited with time on how much I can talk about on Wednesdays with Wallis, I like to try and, you know, just, you know, make it in point form. But there's enough information, there's enough there are enough statistics, there is enough out there to assure you, to make you feel comfortable, and to you know, bolster your confidence in wanting to do something for yourself, and maybe having that thought run through your mind that, you know, oh, I'm too old, I'm, you know, I'm past it, I'm too old to be doing it now, I should have done it whatever years ago, you know, etc., etc. Simply not true. And thank goodness that there are those of us who, you know, don't let that become our mantra. We're not, you know, about that. I probably haven't mentioned it before, and I always get a bit of a kick up the bum from my VA, who reminds me that I should be pointing to, you know, having you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Wednesdays with Wallis. So hit the button, subscribe. It's just easy, simple. We're not taking your name or, you know, your bank account or whatever from you. We just simply would love your support, and we'd love you to subscribe, and we'd like you to keep coming back and listening to some of the things that we're talking about on the silver economy and Wednesdays with Wallis. I'm really encouraging you. When it comes out, I want you to take a look at being a member of the Bold Not Old community. It's certainly better than us thinking about, you know, maybe what's... look, I had a friend of mine not long ago, it was, and in fact it took me back a bit, because I honestly didn't think I'd hear them say these sorts of things. But, you know, they were talking about, you know, looking around them and looking at their things and looking at their belongings and going, oh, what things do I need to start getting rid of and packing up? And, you know, and I thought, you know, they were going to be moving or something. And I was, you know, quite excited about hearing this new, you know, adventure I thought they were going to be on. But anyway, it wasn't. They were talking about, you know, in that vein, they were talking about all sorts of things along that line. And the end result was they were looking at, you know, when the time comes when they've got to move into a nursing home. Oh, to tell you the truth, I was horrified. I was like, you're kidding me. What are you talking about? What in God's name are you on about? I was horrified, really. I was, you know, a bit gobsmacked. Otherwise, I probably would have said, you know, more things to them than what I did say, because I am outspoken. I mean, you all know that by now. And if you don't, go back and watch more of Wednesdays with Wallis, because I certainly at times, don't hold back, and I don't, I don't pull any punches about it or about the things that I talk about. I want you to subscribe to Wednesdays with Wallis. Keep coming back. Keep an eye on the launch for Bold Not Old, and our fabulous, fabulous program that's going to help you take your idea or your passion or your dream or something that you're already doing that you maybe would like to do more with. And I'm personally going to teach you how to take it online and create a successful business for yourself that'll sustain you, give you more of what you already have, create a lifestyle for you if you haven't already got one that you want, or, and certainly in addition to that, help you have what I call is a laptop lifestyle. Other people are saying that as well, but it just simply means that you'll have something that you could go on a cruise and you could put in, a couple of hours a day into, or an hour a day, and, make money while you're away and pay for your cruise. Fabulous, fabulous things happening, fabulous opportunities out there for us all, including those of us who are part of the silver economy, who are the aging entrepreneurs and part of the silver economy and growing. We'll talk more about it next week on Wednesdays with Wallis. Thank you for listening. Thank you for turning up. Click on the buzzer below or the thing below and subscribe. Thank you. See you next week. Bye for now.